Hey everyone. I wanted to add a little something before this video to just kind of like clear something up, and I'm going to try to make this as concise as I possibly can. I want people to understand going into this video how incredibly difficult it is for me to make a video like this. Uh, I'm not good at editing, I'm not good at being concise, I'm not good at asking for help. This is something that's been incredibly difficult for me to do. I've needed to do it for a very long time. I've needed to ask for help. I've needed to reach out to others. And I haven't done it. I've been holding off on it. Um, this is incredibly difficult for me. I don't like asking people to help me because uh, I don't know if I would call it a self-worth issue or anything like that, but I don't feel like I deserve the help. Um, I don't know if that has to do with my self-worth. I don't know if that has to do with trauma I've been through. I don't know if that has to do with abuse. I really don't know, but something in my mind just has trouble reaching out, asking for help, and even more than just asking, I have trouble accepting help. When people ask me like, "Hey, is it okay if I send you money so you can go and get some food?" I feel bad about it because I feel like, you need that money. You need to go and get your own food. I need to work for my money. And I haven't been working. I've got my disabilities, my arthritis, my mental disabilities, and I have a hard time, working. And, and I've been trying for state disability. I've been getting denied for state disability, so on and so forth. There's so many factors that just it makes it really hard for me to just accept help from people. But it's come to a point where I can't continue just ignoring help. I can't continue not asking for help. I can't continue sitting here just hoping that things are going to get better when I'm not making an effort to reach out and ask for help. So I hope everyone understands. The other thing I want to add at the beginning of this is to let everybody know I have edited this video multiple times. There's a lot of things I've removed because I felt like they were getting too personal, but I'm going to just post it with everything the way it is. And I'm going to stop editing it. I'm going to stop removing stuff from it. I'm just going to post it, and that's that. So without further ado, sorry for the black screen at the beginning of the video. We're going on 3 minutes now. I'm trying to be concise. I'm really sorry about this. I am asking for help. That's all I want to say. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for listening. I love you very much, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And if you can help, please do. If you can't, the best you can do is show people this video, show people this GoFundMe. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
Sorry about my voice. I am doing this while sick. Hi, I'm Jay, also known as Lil Miss Jay. I'm the artist behind the atrocity known as Little Miss Rarity, and I'm the guy who said he's better than Picasso. I want to cut right to the chase. I'm running a GoFundMe to raise money for myself, my 74-year-old mother, and my mentally handicapped brother to help us escape from California. I do have another brother. He does not live with us. He lives in another town, so the other brother's fine. I've lived in California my entire life. I grew up in downtown Los Angeles, right around this high school right here with the barbed wire fence around it. My brother had a friend who made a bomb threat over the school PA as like a stupid little prank. He was like, I think 12, I don't know. Nobody took it seriously, but literally the very next day, Columbine happened. All of a sudden, they took the bomb threat extremely seriously, and a whole bunch of shit went down. So we up and moved out of there to get away from like gang violence and stuff like that. Like people were coming after my brother. So we moved to a place called Yorba Linda. It's in Orange County. It's right there. We had it pretty good for a little while until my dad, who, by the way, was extremely verbally and physically and mentally abusive to all of us, found out about Facebook, and he decided to hook up with a woman online. We didn't know about the woman that he was dating on the internet. So my dad wound up getting injured in a car accident at one point in time, and he decided to use that as like a means of trying to get retirement. So he forcefully quit his job at the shit factory, which, by the way, I am being 100% literal when I say that. He worked at a fecal matter processing plant. He got an early retirement, and we moved up to Paradise, California, which is where we live now. The reason he moved up there, we didn't know at the time, was because he wanted to be closer to the woman that he was flirting with on the internet. So we got up here. My mom and him were trying to repair their marriage, and they wound up going on a bunch of cruises and stuff like that. But what ultimately happened was she discovered through his emails that he had been cheating on her. Then the divorce started happening, and he delayed the divorce by 6 years, repeatedly trying to take everything from my mom and label her as abusive to him. It is absolutely ludicrous that the man who literally beat me was trying to say that my mom was the abusive one in the relationship and was trying to get money out of it. She kept fighting for 50% of the retirement, even though her lawyer was calling her stupid and saying that she should fight for a lot more than that. Eventually she won, he backed down, and she got that 50%. There was a point during the divorce that my grandmother passed away. When she passed away, she left my mom a $300,000 inheritance. My mom was thinking of paying my dad to leave. But what ultimately happened was I came up with the idea of, why don't we just move out and get our own house? We bought a crack den. And I'm being 100% serious when I say it's a crack den. The former owners were literally making meth in the basement of this house, which is a cave full of dirt underneath the house. It is literally, we refer to it as the dirt cave. So in the dirt cave, the previous owners were literally cooking meth. These were people who were pissing all over the walls. We literally had to clean human urine stains off of the walls when we moved into this house. I'm being 100% genuine with that. There were also like feathers in the vents because they had pet birds and they would put them inside the vents. They had the lock on their kids' room on the outside of the door so they could lock their kids in. So cut forward to November of 2018. If you go and look up the campfire of California, we were evacuated because my entire town was burning to the ground. We went and stayed with my mom's best friend at the time. I saw some horrible shit. I saw people burning alive in their cars, including children. I got separated from my family at one point. I was sitting there calling my friend Connor and saying, hey, could you repeatedly call my mom until you get through to her and tell her that I'm behind her, like not to worry about me, not to go back looking for me. We almost lost one of our cars because my brother abandoned it. I lost my car I owned at the time because the shop that it was in at the time burned to the ground and my car became a spot on the ground. While the fire was going on, my mom's best friend and her got in a fight because my mom said it was really cold and wanted to close the front door, but is one of those people who she has her plan of how everything needs to go, and if it doesn't go that way, she gets pissed off. So and her got in a fight, and the fight ended with her saying, I want you and your family to leave. Just before Thanksgiving rolled around, we got kicked out of the house, and we wound up just living in our motorhome for a couple days. So I got a bunch of donations from people online because I was able to reestablish communication with them because we were in the driveway of my brother's house. And we used those donations to get by for a little while, and then they announced that the town was reopened and we were able to come back in. We went back in and found out our house did not burn down. Now, you might be thinking, oh, you're extremely lucky because your house didn't burn down. Actually, no. People whose house did burn down collected insurance and they left. They went to another state, and they've been telling us through emails and stuff like that. They moved to Idaho, they moved to Texas, they moved to Pennsylvania, they moved to Georgia, and they're all saying that their life is just 8,000 times better. They're saving so much money and they live in better conditions, and they're not living in like we're in Butte County. It's the literal drug county of California, and we're paying out the ass to live here. This place sucks. Now we were sitting in our house stuck in California, and we literally couldn't afford to stay here. The closest non-burned down grocery store is an hour away from us. We literally go shopping at a place called Grocery Outlet. It's a secondhand store where they have all the like nearly expired stuff that didn't sell in the other stores. And we wind up buying like $6 a pound beef that the expiration date is literally tomorrow. We're not healthy. We're not eating healthy because all we can afford is unhealthy, nearly expired bullshit. We're literally surrounded by rubble of our town. You can see some spots on Google Maps, like this spot right here, where you could see what it looks like before and after the fire. In the 5 years nearly that it's been since the town burned down, no infrastructure has been rebuilt. All they're doing is putting down prefab homes, and that's it. Things are getting significantly worse, too. They're upping insurance rates. Fire insurance is actually increasing by like 50 times. It's going from like $50 a month to like $2,500 a month. They're increasing the price of absolutely everything, and it just keeps going up and up and up. Everybody complains about gas prices right now. It is so much worse in California. The price of literally everything is going up. Let me just talk to you about the state of California and why we need to get out of here, because it's time that somebody tells you the truth about this damn state. The first grievance I ever had with this state, like the first time it ever became personal, was when our town was burning down. We requested emergency firefighters from San Francisco, Sacramento, and Los Angeles. We didn't get them from any of them. We were denied all three. We got emergency firefighters from Australia. So the other side of the planet helped us before our own state helped us. Even after the fire, San Francisco is still continuing to bus homeless people and drug addicts into our town, literally shoveling more and more homeless people every single week. People who are shitting in the streets, people who have rabid dogs that are attacking our neighbors and eating their pets. Neighbor just up the street who lost a couple chickens because there's a rabid dog that lives in a fucking hollowed out school bus right around the corner from us. There's people peddling meth, there's people peddling salvia, there's people peddling other drugs. San Francisco is literally taking prisoners and putting them here. They're unloading their prisons on us. They're just like, oh, let's just send them to the burned down town. Who gives a shit? Our city council is doing everything in their power to prevent San Francisco from sending criminals here. Need I remind you that San Francisco touts itself as being the most lovely place in all of California? It's so beautiful and has such good weather, and they have an app for tracking human feces in the street, and this is what it looks like. California is basically the biggest lie in America, run by psychopathic manipulators who lie and lie and lie and tell the rest of the nation how great it is, convincing everyone that it's pretty, has nice weather, has low crime rates, while hiding the fact that in San Francisco it's literally customary to leave your trunk open in the parking lot so that carjackers can break into your car easier without having to smash your windows. Theft up to $1,000 will not result in the police getting involved in any way, shape, or form. Isn't that cool? Just allow people to walk in, take stuff, and leave. I could rant about California for hours and hours and hours. People have seen me rant about California for hours and hours and hours on my streams. But this is about my family getting the hell out of California. This isn't about how bad California is. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of is a little bit about how bad California is, so you can kind of understand why the hell we're getting out of it. But I'm trying to raise $60,000 or anywhere near that we can possibly get. This is going to stack on top of the value of this house when we sell this house, but the problem is we can't just sell this house. Unfortunately, we have too many debts that we need to pay off to break our ties from the state before we can afford to get out of it. First and foremost is my outstanding PayPal debt, which I'll show right here. It's $4.9 grand, and it needs to be paid off so I can get rid of accruing interest, all that kind of stuff. Second is my outstanding debt to a friend. He bailed out my PayPal debt a couple years ago. My insurance doesn't cover dental because California, so I still have like overdue dental work that needs to be done, dental bills that need to be paid. Next is vehicles. We have a car that needs all of its tires replaced, and we have a motorhome. Motorhomes are very expensive to drive around, especially if you're towing. And then last but not least, there's my overdue card project, which is Full Service Series 4. I want to fully explain that. Full Service Series 4 is complete. Like, it's 100% complete. I actually got all of the art drawn, got all of the artists to draw their art, got everything like positioned for all the cards and everything, and I was ready to print it out, and then my town burned down. When my town burned down, I moved to Ohio. Living out there was horrible. My roommate very regularly screamed at me despite how many things I was doing around the house. I fixed the sink, I fixed the shower, I fixed the hole in the wall, I fixed the microwave, I fixed the stove. He'd repeatedly remind me that he owned the house and he could kick me out if I argued with him. And need I remind you, this is a man who collected Loli figurines and wore diapers around the house and told me that Princess Celestia came to him in a holy vision. You know, completely normal person. So anyway, I wound up packing up and I moved back to California with my mom, where I am now. The costs of doing that resulted in me not being able to print out that deck and ship it out. They're still ready to print, though. Now that you're up to speed, and trust me, I left a lot of details out, such as myself being autistic, and if I listed everything, it would just go completely insane. If I told how horrible of a person my dad was, I could be here for like 17 more hours. Like, he literally threatened to stab us with an ice pick in our sleep because we bought pizza with olives on it. I also 100% left out how horribly the Brony fandom treated me. There's a reason why I left the Brony fandom. I know I have overdue commissions. That's a big thing that people are upset about. And I know I have to print Full Service Series 4 and ship it to the people who ordered it. I hope you can understand that my living situation is not one that's financially sound or even mentally sound. Hell, it's not even physically sound. I'm a career artist and I have rheumatoid arthritis, and California has denied me state disability 8 times. 8 times in a row. I want people to be happy. I want my family to be happy. I fought tooth and nail to get my family out of California for years now, and I'm still sitting here at square one. I want us to be free from this. I want a good life for my mom, who was married to an abuser for 50 years. I want a good life for my brother, who in spite of his mental disability, was still beat by my father for 35 years of his life. And I want a good life for my other brother, who currently lives in another town. This video is for the people who will take a moment to consider my living situation. Consider the damage that it's having on my psyche, and more importantly, on the psyche of the 2 abuse victims that I live with, my brother and my mom. Life story out of the way. Like I said, 60 grand. In the description below is the link to the GoFundMe. Now, I know this isn't a Kickstarter, but I am actually going to make some promises if I hit the goal, or, get near enough to it. Promise number 1. I'm going to finalize the Full Service Series 4 decks, and I'm going to ship them out. It's literally 4 years late, but my whole town burned down. 2, I'm going to make my comic, which is called T-Vixen. I'm paraphrasing the name because my mom might watch this video. Hi, Mom. 3, I'm going to refund as many overdue outstanding commissioners as I possibly can. This is going to rely entirely on people actually contacting me. I want people who have commissioned me, who are waiting for commissions, who have been waiting like a decade or 5 years or 4 years or whatever. I want them to get in contact with me, and I want them to tell me how much their commission cost, and I want them to just tell me what it was, what was being drawn. We can discuss if you still want it drawn, but honestly, I would rather use this money to just refund it, have it be completely, I'll even throw in interest. I just want that to be completely done. The best way to contact me for doing that is through my Fur Affinity, my Newgrounds, or my Discord server. I would normally link those in the description below, but once again, my mom might be watching this. Hi, Mom. 4. I've already made this change a long time ago, but I've changed my commission process around. I draw the commission and then get paid for it, instead of the other way around. I don't really want to accept payment for stuff that I haven't done. 5, I'm going to be attempting to go to conventions more often. I'm going to be trying to go to more furry conventions. Probably not brownie conventions. I don't really want to consider myself part of the brownie fandom anymore. 6, I'm going to be setting up a regular streaming schedule. I know my health isn't great. I know I tend to get sick or have arthritis flare-ups or anxiety or something like that, but hopefully living in another state will make that a lot better. And 7, I'm going to be working very hard on Foxen, my first game. I'm now in contact with an actual legitimate indie game developer, and I'm going to be talking to them about how to move forward with making Foxen a reality. Foxen is the game that Micah's from. There's Micah. Look at her go. Yeah, that's how you pronounce her name, by the way. Micah. Anyway, thank you for watching this long-winded video. I hope next time I post a YouTube video, it's just to let you all know that this was a success, and I'll keep you all posted on how things are going when the actual move happens. Sorry that I'm absolutely terrible at being concise. I have no idea how to end videos, so here's me T-posing and spinning with royalty-free music playing. Bye-bye. Love you. Mwah.